Yo, bro. What a day. What a day. You want something to eat? No, I insist. You gotta eat, man. You gotta eat. You gotta bulk up, man. We're bulking. Oh, shit. We're having spaghetti, man. Mom spaghetti. How's your day been, dude? Alright. Sounds fun to me. I just had another day off, but I wasn't doing nothing. I was doing something, man. Today it feels like I haven't done anything, but it also feels like I've done a lot. It's crazy, dude. So, the highlight of the day was me going to the grocery store and talking to the cashier. I'm joking. But I did in fact go to the store this morning, and I did in fact talk to the cashier. Now, before you get any funny ideas, no, she's an old lady. It wasn't anything like that, dude. It wasn't anything sexual. It's just nice, you know? Break out of the routine. Because, you know, normally when I go groceries shopping, I do my own checkout. I just go to the self-serve checkout. You know how in Coles they have these self-serve counters where you scan your own groceries? Technology, man. Sooner or later, technology is going to replace human jobs. And it's gonna be a shame. It's such a shame, man, to lose that human connection, but I'm not gonna ramble on too much about that. But this morning I thought maybe I should change up my routine. It's just for the hell of it, why not? So I carried my grocery to the counter where this lady was working. There was only one human counter, so I went up to her. I said, "Good morning." And she said, "Good morning" back. Like, she's very bright, very happy. I don't know, it feels so satisfying to acknowledge another human being's presence. It makes me feel human again. You know, like, we live in these big cities. Everyone has their own agenda. Everyone got their own stuff to worry about. Oh, I gotta get to work, I gotta get the kids to school, I gotta do this, a million other things. And sometimes we pass strangers on the street without acknowledging their presence. Bro, like, you and me, everyone who's breathing at the moment, we're all sharing this experience together that is called life. And isn't that beautiful? Like, you're a breathing human being just like me, and we're sharing this time together on this earth. That's beautiful. You don't think so? Okay, whatever. But I think it's beautiful, man. I think it's beautiful that you and me and a bunch of other people are breathing at the moment, and we're sharing this space. We are all citizens of planet Earth. When people ask me, "Who are you?" What do you identify as? I think my strongest identity is that I am a human being just like you. And when the time comes for all of my identities, all of my affiliates and allegiances, they have to compete to see which identity is the strongest. I think we can all agree that our shared humanity will come out on top. You can be German, you can be Japanese, you can be black, white, Asian, whatever. You can be Christian, you can be Muslim. But we are still human beings. And I just think it's beautiful, man. Oh, I'm gonna get you some spaghetti later. But you have to have it, I insist. Look at you, man, all skins and bones. You gotta bulk up. I gotta bulk up as well. It's winter. What are you doing shredding in winter in Australia? Put on the muscles, put on the fats, and then in summer we're gonna cut. Do not worry about losing your abs, whatever. I never had abs in my entire life. Who cares? But anyways, I don't know why I did this, but today has been weird for me, man. And that's why it feels like an eternity since the last time I saw you. Even though we talked yesterday, it feels like an eternity because today was so different. It feels so strange to me. It feels so strange for me to be going out of my own way to initiate these interactions. And I don't know why I did this, but I thought this afternoon I'm gonna go people watching. I'm gonna observe people. Just sit in middle of the mall on one of these benches and just look at people, observing how they act towards each other, their interactions, especially towards strangers. And it's so fascinating, dude. It's like going bird watching, but instead of watching birds, you're watching people. And I had this notebook with me, and I was just staring people. No, I didn't stare people down. That's creepy. No, I was chilling. I was just enjoying my time there, just being present, just looking at people, interacting with them, making eye contact with them, even though we never exchanged a word, a single word. I did eventually exchange words with an individual, but most of the times people pass me by, and most of them though, like most of the people that I made contact with, they acknowledge my presence. And I feel so heard, so understood. I feel so intimately connected to these people. People whom I've never met before. I don't even know their story. And in that brief moment of eye contact, I feel like we shared this world together. It's probably sounding as clear as mud, what I'm describing, but I'm telling you, man, I feel special. I feel connected to these people. Most of these observations are really just gibberish, but I'll read you what I wrote down. One adolescent female in KFC uniform. Brief eye contact with me, smiled, walked away. Elderly man with walking stick, by himself, shuffling around, looking at store windows. Two adolescent girls aged 18 to 22, chatting nonchalantly about 162, unclear topic of conversation. Group of adolescent boys aged 18 to 22 called out, "Hey Ashley," before laughing and walking off. Adolescent woman aged 18 to 22, glasses, dark hair with light roots, backpack, clutching book, wearing glasses, walked diagonally to my left, brief smile at me, quick gaze before looking away. And this is, I guess this man is a topic of discussion. Like, he can be used to break the ice. If people are just strangers in the street, they're looking for a topic to break the ice, to start a conversation, this man would be it. Because he's an islander looking man. He must have been from Fiji or New Zealand or one of those island countries in the Pacific Ocean. Towel on head, wearing backpack, music blaring from portable speaker, possibly in his backpack. I couldn't see it. He was nonchalant about it. He was carefree. He was relaxed. He was about 23 to 27. He's very tall. He was walking so relaxed, music blaring from his speaker, just not giving a shit, just walking through the mall like nothing. But then I have to talk about this individual, 40-year-old man sitting back against wall of Myers. He has a bottle of orange-looking juice. He was eating a meal by himself, wearing sunglasses, cap, has some facial hair. Query, homeless. Now, this guy, I observed him just sitting with his back to Myers, and I could gauge that he was maybe homeless, so I went up to him and I introduced myself. "Hey brother, can I sit down next to you?" And he offered me a spot next to him. I introduced myself and I asked him, "I'm curious, what brought you here today?" and he was gesturing toward a piece of paper on the ground with some coins on it. He was like, "Oh, bro, I'm just busking. Do you want to help out?" And I just had this funny idea in my head. I thought, he's homeless, obviously, and he looks like he's been eating out of this dip container. You know, those dips that you put your crackers into, and then, yeah. So yeah, I asked him, "Are you hungry?" And he nodded his head, but he was kind of withdrawn, a little bit reluctant, a little bit hesitant. He was wearing sunglasses, so I couldn't see his eyes, but I could feel that he was unsure of my intentions, of my motives. Who's this weird guy with a bandana, long hair, glasses, Asian looking dude? Just walked up to me with a notebook in his hands, asking me if I want some food. But yeah, he agreed. Like, I told him, "Do you feel like Subway?" And he said yes. So I walked down to the food court, which was like 5 minutes away. And this interaction was interesting as well because I didn't know what to get him. So I told the girl that was behind the counter at Subway, "I'm feeling special today. Surprise me. Just put whatever you want on a foot-long Subway, just whatever you feel like." And when it got up to the part where she was putting vegetables in the Subway, I just said, I was surprised, like she put a lot of veggies in the Subways. And I just made a comment and said, "Oh, that's very healthy." And we started laughing. I ended up paying for that Subway and also 2 cookies. And the funny thing, well, not funny, but interesting, more like it. Like when I returned to the same spot that the guy was sitting at, he was getting up, he was packing his bag, he was about to move away. And in that brief moment, I can sense embarrassment. And I feel for him. I suddenly have this sensation of being in his shoes, about me feeling vulnerable, feeling embarrassed. I remembered about the times in which I had to ask people for help, and I felt so embarrassed by it, and I could feel the same emotions felt by this homeless man. And I realized what I was doing was very public and very humiliating. And he has all the right to feel that way. As he was walking away, I called out to him, "Brother, you said you were gonna wait for me when I get back." And he turned around and he said, "Hey man." And then I gave him his Subway and he said, "Thank you, thank you." But I feel like he wasn't up for much of a conversation. I just really wanted to hear his story. I was hoping that he would share the part of his world with me, for me to get to know him, for there to be a crack, for me to look into his soul. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to hear his story, to connect with him. But he was visibly embarrassed and was moving away. And he asked me, "What are you gonna do now?" And I didn't know what to say. I just straight up told him, "I think I'm gonna go home, man." And at that moment, I just felt so guilty. I don't know why. It's just the fact that a homeless guy was asking me, "What are you gonna do now?" And I said, "I'm going home." The fact that I have a roof over my head, meanwhile this guy is out there scraping by, asking people for help, feeling embarrassed about it. I don't know how to feel about this, man. But yeah, I ended up going to the library and I don't know why I did this to myself, but I picked up a book. It's a picture book of children in Syria drawing their houses. And it's a war themed book, a lot of disturbing images. I straight up traumatized myself, man. Just looking at the pictures of these children in these war-torn countries, drawing their family members getting shot, blood flowing, the sky turning black. It's what a day, dude. What a day. And then I did yoga, which was also very weird to me, but interesting, to say the least. Yoga made me realize how inflexible I am. I'm as stiff as a rock. I have no mobility at all. Oh, eat, dude, eat, eat, eat. I'm gonna stop talking. I'll let you eat, dude. So, what have you been getting up to? No, I'm not judging you, dude. I'm not judging. I swear, I'm not judging.